any interview that you see, there's always prep time. People know what you're going to talk about. It's either the movie they were just in, the book that they just wrote, etc., etc. But here, this is an ambush interview. So here my guests or interviewees know that they're going to get interviewed. I've told them ahead of time, but I haven't told them what we're going to talk about. So they're going to have to figure it out on the fly. Hopefully it's a little more entertaining. We'll see. Welcome everybody to Ambush Interview. My first guest is BigCountry himself. You recently saw him do a cold open in Vermintide 2 for me. So you know his big beautiful face already. And yeah, so as I said in the brief intro, oh, my webcam crashed already. We're doing good. Just hang on. As I already said in the intro clip, basically BigCountry doesn't know what we're here to talk about.
No, I do not. Not at all.
Do you have any ideas whatsoever what we could be talking about today?
Star Wars, D&D, Warhammer, mythology.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll start out with probably my favorite question that I came up with. I had started with some, but this wasn't even the best out of them. So is Jar Jar Binks a Sith Lord?
No. Okay, so I heard that theory, and he's not, because there's a set of books that follow what happened after the fall of the second Death Star. It's called the Aftermath series. And there's a side story in that series. And Atlas, can you quit chewing a bone right next to me? Oh wait. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, there's a side story that's in that that trilogy that actually focuses on Jar Jar Binks, and he went back to Naboo, which is now hosting a bunch of refugees from the Galactic Empire, and he's pretty much panhandling, essentially. Like, he's no longer a member of the Senate, obviously, because the Empire, whatever. Mm-hmm. He is a clown, pretty much. He's like a jester. Like, he's trying to make everybody smile, everybody happy. He's like, he finds all the orphaned kids, and he makes sure that they're fed. He makes sure that they're pretty much happy at all times. He goes out of his way to try to find kids' families to live with, and he's just a good person. So no, he is not a Sith Lord.
Yeah, but you've seen that theory though in all the evidence they put together. It was actually kind of compelling when they brought it up, even though it was ridiculous.
It was compelling, but unless you've read all the get out of here, go on, get. Go on.
Don't worry, guys. Eventually, you will see Atlas. It's just today is not that day because of the rudimentary camera setup that Big C had to make for this. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
You briefly saw the big squishy face. Okay. So I guess we'll move on to the next one then, because that was covered well enough. So do you have a preference between Boba Fett and Jango Fett, and why?
No, because they're both cool in their own ways. Like, especially with how the Mandalorian expanded Jango Fett's backstory kind of thing. Like, he actually wasn't a true Mandalorian in the sense of he wasn't born on Mandalore. He wasn't sired by Mandalorians. He participated in a Mandalorian war, which then
made him like an honorary one. Yeah,
it's the same thing as Mando in The Mandalorian, how he wasn't actually a Mandalorian. He drank the Kool-Aid, essentially.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so to be fair, like, I'm just kind of gathering from what you're saying. But yeah, I was just, because to me, I kind of like Jango, because to me, he's kind of like the original, right? It's like you can't ever get as good as the original. You know what I mean?
Well, technically, yes, he is the original, because Boba is his clone.
Yeah. So that's what I'm referring to there. Okay. Do you have a favorite Star Wars video game? Like one that, like, if I asked you right now, you'd go and play it again?
Oh, hands down, pod racing on the N64.
I think I did play that one, actually. And like,
that is so much fun.
Yeah, and it was like ridiculously fast for a racing game, especially at the time, because like
Oh
usually
yeah.
the racing games kind of felt a little bit like I remember Media and I playing Destruction Derby 64, and you go back and play
Yeah.
that now, it plays slow, but like pod
A
racing's
lot of
still
them do.
fast. Yeah, the pod racing one's still like it feels fast, and I think that that's by design. I feel like it has to.
Yeah, I think it's the same sort of thing like what they did with Mario Kart 64. They made the background 2D instead of 3D like every other 64 game. So like it honestly didn't need to be 3D, so they didn't have to generate all of it. And that's why they were able to make it feel faster because it was essentially just a cartoon.
Yeah, there was also that N64 game. I think it was called like Empire Strikes Back or something like that. You're playing as a completely separate character they wrote for the game, and I will say like the swoop races in that were one of my favorite levels too because there was a certain amount of speed. Only in that one, if you touch anything, you explode.
Yeah, like in the new Battlefront. Yeah, the new Battlefront games. The first one, not the second one. It had a really fun vehicle mode, like when you're as like dog fights and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And there, and then like, oh, why did you open this freaking chest?
Because that was the entire point of this series. Is I want people to go on their like nerd tangents.
Okay, so yeah, overall favorite Star Wars game is going to be Pod Racing on the 64. And then like for the best story would have to be Fallen Order. That one is just gorgeous in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love the story. Most fun that I've had though was the old Star Wars Battlefront for the PlayStation 2. That one was like the most fun you could play because it was just
I remember I think it was in grade 9. There was actually like a Secret Santa, and whoever had me as a Secret Santa actually got me that Battlefield game, but they got it for me on computer, and I couldn't play it.
that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, and I still never found out who got that because I was like, hey, that's fucking awesome that someone got me a video game that because nobody.
Santa.
Yeah, but like nobody in class really knew me well enough to know anything about me, let alone that I like video games a lot, But
Yeah, I can honestly say it wasn't me.
yeah, well, you weren't in my grade 9 class. You left in
I know,
grade 8? No, you left after
grade-
grade 7, I think.
Yeah. That's why I was going with that.
Yeah. Okay, so staying on the theme of like Star Wars media, what's your favorite scene from one of the main Star Wars movies? So not like a spin-off or anything like that. One of the Star Wars movies, and it's like a scene that really stands out to you. Like it could be one where you're like, oh, that's badass, or it could be one where you just thought it was really funny, or just like it's your go-to quote scene, or...
I always say, well, hello there. And if anybody says, well, hello to me, or hello there, I always respond with General Kenobi.
Yeah.
But as far as scene goes, in the Han Solo film, you actually see the moment that Chewie fucks up their equivalent of chess, that hollow projector. You can actually see when he fucks it up, and then when Luke turns it back on in A New Hope, it picks up right where Chewie ends the game essentially of the last time.
Oh,
so I thought that was I really like that one. Or in in New Hope, when Luke gets warned to let him win, otherwise was warned to let Chewie win, otherwise he'd rip an arm off.
Yeah.
In episode 7, I believe, when they're in Maz Cantina, the big guy from Jakku that was like handing out the rations and shit like that, in a deleted scene, he shows up in Maz Cantina and he's like trying to get Rey back, and Chewie rips off his arm and beats him with it and throws it across the cantina.
You know, like you do, right?
Yeah. Or porgs. I
Yeah.
just like porgs.
Even though they really had like no point other than like scene building, I suppose.
Well, no, well, they weren't even a part of the script.
Yeah.
What happened was where they were filming
There
on the
was
coast
too
of
many.
Scotland.
There was too many puffins, and they couldn't get rid of them.
They're actually you're not allowed to touch the puffins.
Yeah.
And that's why. So they were like, well, shit, what are we gonna do? It's like, let's just put fucked up faces on them, and then all of a sudden they're aliens.
Yeah. So basically, every porg that you see is played by a puffin.
Yeah.
Which is, fun facts. Okay, and now what is your favorite spin-off show other than The Mandalorian? Just because I know you'd probably say The Mandalorian.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch? I haven't seen that one, actually. Didn't it just recently come out? It's like a 3D animated or something?
It's a continuation of the Star Wars Clone Wars that came out earlier.
Oh, okay.
It follows Clone Unit 99. It's a bunch of clones that had desirable mutations. Hunter, he has heightened sense of, like, he has better vision, smelling, hearing, so he's like the ultimate tracker, and he's the leader. And then there's Tech, he's just super smart. Crosshair, he's got amazing sight and spatial awareness, so he's the sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Wrecker, who's my favorite, that I'm actually 3D printing his helmet right now so I can wear it.
So let me guess, he's a big beefy guy, a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then hang on a second.
Tempted to leave this in.
Like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And then the other member is Echo. He was a regular.
He's the audio guy, maybe.
No, he was a reg clone trooper that Rex and other clones thought he died, but he was actually abducted by the Techno Corporation that I can't remember the actual name. They started experimenting on him, and they turned him more into machine than man. And then, because he was a freak, he didn't really fit in with the rest of the regular clones. So Clone Troop 99 were like, well, I guess you're a part of the Bad Batch now. And so they took him in.
And so he's like an Echo because he's like...
No, that's his name.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just
That's his name.
like a code name or something.
No. All clones give themselves names because they have just number designations.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the name he gave himself before he got turned into the robot person.
Okay.
Same thing with Rex, Cody, Fives.
I know Cody because I watched a little bit of Clone Wars. I know of Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And also I worked at a Halloween store, and like that was the number one clone costume that we would sell.
Gregor,
Shitty half
Wolf.
helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids' costumes are garbage. People always talk about women's costumes, be like sexy this, sexy that. Yeah, they give you the front part of a helmet and it's garbage. Anyways, sorry, that's a whole other topic. Maybe I'll hit Fryheight with some Halloween store questions or something because he worked with me there.
I'm gonna continue on with the Bad Batch tangent.
Yeah.
So the Clone Troop 99 is actually because there was a clone. His number was 99, and he was a total failure. Like, he was a genetic mutation that, like, he had a hunchback, he was slow, he wasn't strong, and whatever like that. So they
I think I remember
him
in Clone Wars.
Yeah, he was in Clone Wars, and his number was 99.
Okay.
And I cried when he died. I'll admit that.
Spoilers, he dies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he dies pretty soon.
Yeah.
Early on.
Well, I hadn't seen him die yet, so that shows you how much of that show I watched. I fell out of it because I got busy with other things. I was watching it in Calgary, basically.
Okay.
And when I moved back.
Yeah, and then out of respect for him, they decided to name their squad after him because they're all a bunch of mutants. So they're like, let's call ourselves the
99.
Clone Troop 99. Yeah.
All right. You ready for the next one, or you got more? Yeah. Okay, I think we'll go with you can choose to ride in one vehicle from Star Wars. Any vehicle, so like an AT-AT, AT-SIT, Millennium Falcon, Death Star, etc. But only one. What do you pick?
I don't like the click of your pen because it makes me feel like you're writing this down.
I'm literally scratching things off so I don't ask you the same thing twice.
Okay, that's a hard one. That's a real hard one.
Like, just to make it even more pressure on you, you live in the Star Wars universe. Is the moment you sit in a seat in one vehicle in the Star Wars universe, every other one ceases to exist. What would be your choice?
See, I want to go.
Because a lot of them look fun, right?
Well, yeah, because like you got like the Millennium Falcon, which is just
it's
amazing.
The classic, right? Yeah.
It's yeah, like that's what I like about in Han Solo. It shows it back when it was in its prime, and you could see that it was just like a yacht essentially, and then Han Solo destroys it and like turns it into a smuggler's vehicle. But then like if you go into the Rebel Alliance, their vehicles, they actually have a prototype called the B-Wing, and it's like the fastest ship ever made, like bar none. That would be really cool to fly in, but once again, it's a prototype, so there's only like one of them.
Certain things that we say during the interview here, I'm going to be able to find some clips and images and put them on the screen so people will be able to see what you're talking about.
B-Wing was shown in Star Wars Rebels.
Fair.
I can give you where they are.
I'm just going to be Googling them and putting them on, but yeah. Because I was going to say, like, for me, it'd probably be like... It'd have to be like one of those smaller class ships. I wouldn't want to drive something big, right? So for me, I think I'd probably pick like a bomber, like Darth Vader's bomber that he was riding. And
Vader's TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader had a special one.
Yeah.
See, I would, if I choose a specific vehicle, I have to be able to drive it, right? Like I automatically am able to.
Yes, no matter what you pick, you have the ability.
Vector.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's the Jedi ship that they made in the High Republic about 400 years before the Star Wars Episode 1, and only Jedi can fly it because they have to use the Force to fly it.
Oh, neat.
Boom! I become a Jedi.
You're like, I picked so that I could be a Jedi. Yeah. Now, I would say with a one vehicle that I would never want to drive is Slave 1 because it just looks awkward. It looks like it flies wrong to me.
No, because the Slave 1 actually has a gyroscopic
device.
Cockpit, that's the word. So like the cockpit's essentially just a giant sphere, and then when it lands and it's sitting like this, the sphere rotates down, so it's all in the proper orientation, and then when it starts to fly, it rotates, so that way it still stays.
So that you're always facing forward, not like
yeah.
It's still like it's a cool ship. I hated fighting it in that one video game, but like I feel like that's the one that I would never. It ain't for me.
I wouldn't want a TIE fighter. They don't have a windshield. And I'm not kidding. That's why all the
they always have to wear helmets.
Yeah, and they're always connected and stuff like that. It's because they go too fast. They're such
plus they're in space.
They're too fast. They have like almost no fuel. They have no shields. They turn like fucking crazy, but they have no like forward deflectors or anything like that. So like
space bugs.
There's nothing if you get into atmosphere pretty much.
Okay. Now here's another one. I feel like I could eat a little bit of time here. What color lightsaber would you have, and why? And you have to pick one for me too, color and why. Because I know, I will preface this, I know that each lightsaber has a representation of a Jedi's, and I'm going to say rank, but I don't mean rank. It's like they're like Yellow's
abilities.
Yeah, like the yellow lightsaber was somebody that used their force powers for suggestion more often, I thought. I might have that backwards, but Blue was a master of force push.
Nope.
You're cringing so hard, but okay, just go ahead.
No, it's fine. So like if I had to pick a like a kyber crystal, the thing is you don't pick kyber crystals, they pick you. So yeah, you just go out there and you get what you get essentially.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna say, assuming that you could pick then.
So with lightsabers, blue is mastery over the blade. So like that's why Anakin and Obi-Wan had blue lightsabers, is because they were amazing duelists. Like
unless they ran into a guy with a double-sided red one.
Okay, that's been marked for sub point.
Okay.
So yeah, Obi-Wan was a master of the second form. Like he actually was like specifically like the go-to Jedi master to teach the younglings of the second form. Anakin was just an amazing blades wielder, because like he was a master of almost every form except for the seventh, because the only person who was a master of the seventh form was Mace Windu, because the seventh form used into
it dabbled in the dark side, I believe, if I remember correctly.
It was like anger,
yeah,
to fuel, like to have like powerful strikes and stuff like that.
He's an angry motherfucker. Anyways.
And I don't know why, but you just looked like Admiral Akbar for a second.
It's a trap. Anyway.
So yeah, blue's blade. Green is force users. So Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda.
I just had those ones backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. And then yellow was
they were like the politicians, I thought.
Yeah, like not compassion, but like
empathy.
Yeah, because like Ahsoka Tano had one. The Jedi Sentinels that were protecting the temples and shit like that, they had essentially lightsaber pole arms.
Badass.
And then there's yeah, it really is. And then there was the what's his name? Shit, I can't remember. He's a race of demi-human. He pretty much can touch an item and then use the force and then like learn the entire history of that item.
Cool.
Can't remember his name. He has tattoos across his nose. And yeah, he's like the greatest tracker in the entire Jedi Order. Then there's...
Is he that guy you were telling me about, was like looking at shipping manifests and figured out?
Nope, that is Admiral Thrawn, and he's not a Jedi at all.
Okay. Well, we'll bookmark that because he's actually on my list. So anyways, continuing on.
I'm literally looking at his book, so if you need references, I can just look them up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And then there's the white saber and the dark saber, which...
So, the white saber, which is a lightsaber that has been... usually was a synthetic kyber crystal, so the red lightsaber. All the negative dark side energy was removed, but they didn't replace it with the light side. So all that is there is the neutral force, and that's why it's white. And then with the red lightsaber, it's usually a synthetic crystal made usually made of a synthetic crystal with dark side energy put in, and due to the fact that it's a synthetic crystal, it's prone to crack, and that's why they all go crazy and they look super aggressive, and that's why they're red, is because they're bleeding. Or they were a normal kyber crystal that was forcibly imbued with dark side energy, and then once again they crack and then they turn red because they're bleeding. The dark saber was made by Previsa, I think his name was. No, that's not right. Anyways, it was the first ever Jedi, a Mandalorian Jedi, and then he created the dark saber. I can't remember what he used for his kyber crystal, but I know Mace Windu's lightsaber is the same as another user has another... I can't remember her name either. I'm just reading about her in the Rising Storm, which is the latest Star Wars High Republic book. She has a purple saber as well, and those are generally those who use power. Then there's a man who had a golden lightsaber that was actually from a ruby, because he was a royal on a planet that was allowed to join the Jedi Order, and he came with a ruby to signify his rank and life, kind of a thing. And then he just imbued that with the Force, and when he built his lightsaber, that became essentially his kyber crystal. That was the focus, and when he ignited it, it turned to sparkling gold.
Neat.
Yeah. And then there's an orange lightsaber, which was by
Lobaka.
Yep, Lobaka. Yeah.
And it was like a fucking great sword lightsaber, because Chewbacca, like, he's a freaking Wookiee.
Yeah. He was
so it's like,
he was an 8.5 foot tall Wookiee who had a two-handed lightsaber because he specialized in the two-handed
techniques.
form of techniques. So that's why it was like that. Any normal person, it would be like an Odachi or a Claymore, but for him, it's just like a standard lightsaber.
Yeah, and like it just had to basically be a strong enough kyber to fit, basically.
I believe it actually was an orange kyber crystal, like, because his strength and willpower and whatnot was his not abilities,
specialty,
but like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Acuity, is that a better word, maybe?
Yeah, it's a lot closer than than ability. But like, I know his lightsaber was made of the wood from the trees from Kashyyyk, because it is a strong. Yeah, which is a strong, like, all of his.
I hope I can find a picture of this lightsaber, by the way, but you know.
Almost all of his lightsaber was made entirely from organic materials, unlike most other.
Because he's
lightsabers.
a Wookiee, and they like.
He's in.
Organic
Yeah, he's in
stuff.
tune with. Yeah, like what's his name? Not Grogu. Gurgi. Gurgi. I don't know. He's another Wookiee Jedi. Same thing with shit.
See, this is the point of these interviews, is it catches him on the spot, and I know that he knows this stuff.
What's his name? He's
gonna have nightmares of this moment.
I'm gonna message you at like 3 a.m. Just like the name in all caps.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. What the hell is his name? He was on the vector that found out that the objects that were speeding towards Hexal Prime were in fact people and not debris.
There's a there's
Buryaga
Agaburi.
Yeah, Buryaga. Yeah.
And he was the first one, so like you should be a little bit ashamed. Anyways. Now, anyway, can we circle back to the original question?
Yeah.
Assuming
Sorry.
you could pick your color, and I guess style, because I'll let you do an organic Kashyyyk lightsaber if you want to. Assuming you could pick your color, and one for me, and why?
All right, you'd either be yellow or green, just because those two lightsaber.
You don't see me as like a fighter. I'm more like
yeah. You're not really a soldier.
Yeah.
Well, like myself.
I can respect it.
Yeah. I can see you as a yellow, like, no problem. Like, that's probably be closest.
That's probably what I would pick for me too, to be honest.
Yeah, yellow and then like green. And then for myself, I'd probably be blue. just blue.
Or like orange, because you're also large. Like, go for Lobaka's situation.
But there's
just because we still got, well, I mean, we have a few more questions, but I can skip at least one of those. Just out of curiosity, one for Fry, I would assume he'd be like a blue. One for Media, I'd put him strictly in yellow.
With Media, no problem, yellow. I think Fry honestly would be green.
I guess so. Yeah, like if he has the power, he'd probably use the power, right?
Oh yeah, he would definitely be more
I
along the
could
lines of the
also see,
Force.
I could honestly also see him being purple because he can get a little bit, yeah, worked
Mhm.
up sometimes. Love your fry, you know. Who else? Sit for, you haven't met him. I know he's more talk than fight, so I'd kind of put him around that yellow area too. I think it's probably a lot easier to be a yellow, really, than any other color.
I think yellow is a little bit more along the lines of like compassion and empathy, so that way you can understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
Like you have that mindset to actually.
If Chewie was in Star Wars, he'd be a Wookiee, but he'd have a yellow lightsaber, guaranteed. He's a very emotional guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, that's the core people anyway. I guess Bub, honestly, she's more of a fighter than people would think. I'd put her as like a, you know, it's like a blue probably.
I would not doubt that in the least.
You think she'd have a double-sided to make up for the one arm?
No.
You wanted to talk about Darth Maul's.
Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I was gonna say, like, because Darth Maul was actually, his mother is actually the queen of the Night Sisters that's on Dothamir, and she dropped him off pretty much at Palpatine's house, saying like, "Here's my son, whatever. He's dark side energy. Train him." And Palpatine realized that he didn't really have a knack for Sith sorcery, so he told him to focus on lightsaber, his lightsaber abilities and his assassination abilities, and that's why he is such a good lightsaber wielder, even though he doesn't have like really any force abilities. Like he has the basics down.
Yeah, he uses the
like,
force to like boost his jumps and stuff like that.
Yeah, like to refill his muscles, and like he's actually able to use force push, force pull, like all that sort of thing. But he can't, like I said, he can't get into the sorcery, so he'd never be able to attain force lightning, where like he has been hit with it before, so he should know essentially the properties of force lightning, but he will never be able to attain that force lightning because he was never trained in the art of sorcery, or he's like mind manipulation, or what else is the other big component of sorcery? I can't remember it right now. But yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
Well, the pretty much. Oh, I got two more. We're already up there, but your favorite Jedi and your favorite Sith. It can be extended universes as well.
Yeah, favorite Sith, easy, is Darth Bane, because he's just fucking awesome. He created the rule of two. He was honestly me, like 6'8", like bald guy who got this was 2,000 years before episode 1. He got, so like the Jedi and Sith were at war, and the Sith recruited him, and then they found out that he had like almost no one in his unit died. He was always in the right place at the right time. He had amazing aim. Like he almost never slept, kind of a thing. They were like, huh, he seems to be
he kind of knows the game plan here.
Yeah. So they pretty much made him go into to become a Sith acolyte, and then they found out that he was like better than a berserker, better than an assassin, better than a sorceress, like all this other shit. And then he actually got trained to be a Sith apprentice. He eventually rises up in the ranks, and then he decides to take the rank of Darth, which pretty much Darth means that like is a king, like there's no other Darths. And by doing that, he pretty much put a giant X on his back for all the other Sith Lords. And he managed to trick them all into this one cavern. And it's like, oh, you got to use a thought bomb. That'll wipe out all the Jedi. And so they start using the Sith, the thought bomb. And then they realize that the spell, or like Sith sorcery that was to do this thought bomb, was like flawed, because all that participated in it were going to die, and anything that has the ability to have any little speck of the Force died. and so that's how he wiped out every single other Sith, except for some little girl that he decided was going to be his apprentice. And and so he came up with the rule of two that one imbues the power or embodies the power, and then the other one covets it or craves it. So like that's how it always comes. Like he's strong, apprentice has to get strong, apprentice has to kill him, and once he kills the apprentice,
one kills
Sith
the other,
Lord,
basically.
Yeah. Because like what was happening at the time was there was just so many Sith, so many apprentices that they were just not that strong anymore. There was just a bunch of weaklings, and that's when Bane was just like, shit has to change.
This is when Bane was like, this is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Sorry.
And then as far as favorite Jedi goes, that is really hard. I don't know. I really don't know. Like Elzar Mann's pretty cool, but just because like his interpretation of the Force is just like shit happens. Like he doesn't view it as like some sort of like omnipotent Force being, essentially. Yeah, like kind of a thing. Like he's just like, hey, if it happens, it happens. That just way it goes, kind of a thing. And that's why he stayed like the rank of Jedi Knight for like decades longer than what he should have.
Yeah.
But I think I'll keep it simple. I'll go with No, I won't go with him.
It's gonna be the Hutt Jedi, isn't it?
No. Those guys are really cool. Oh man, that's a tangent and a half. Oh, those things are like
maybe episode 2 if you guys want more.
those things are like super predators. I'm going to go with Plo Koon.
I've heard the name before, but
yeah, he's in the main movies, and then he's also in Clone Wars and stuff like that. I just think he looks cool. That's it. Or Kit Fisto. He's the big green. He's the
guy with the green like. Yeah, he was in the when they were fighting against Dooku and stuff. He showed up, wasn't he?
No, he was against Sidious. Insidious.
Okay. Anyways, and then the last question was basically for you to go on, we'll say, a controlled tangent explaining Admiral Thrawn. Who he is, what he does, why he's cool.
Okay. Admiral Thrawn is a chiss. They are a lot like the, what are they called? Pandorans? No. Anyways, he's blue skin, black hair, red eyes. Okay? There's only one of him in the galaxy at that time. Anakin Skywalker finds him and is just like, hey, you need help. So he becomes friends with him. He eventually gets on his feet. The Empire, when they go around, they pick him up because he's so smart. This man is like the smartest man in the entire universe. He literally can look at history of your planet, like of your race, like the arts, everything like that pertain like essentially like your heritage, and he can actually figure out how you think and devise plans in order to essentially capture, kill, or torture you. He's just a normal human. He has absolutely zero force ability, and he went as like one of the fastest people to attain the rank of Grand Admiral in the Empire history of all time, to the point where this man was so smart when Palpatine dies, the old legend, like the old books or whatever, Thrawn was the guy that did take up the Empire, and he ran the Empire forever. Or not forever. He ran the Empire for a long time anyways. that's as controlled as I can get. Otherwise, it's just gonna
I
go
know
out.
you and I went on like a mini hike, and you talked about him for like a good half hour straight. But so I wanted to talk about him briefly, and that's actually somebody was talking about him in like a Watch Mojo or something that I was watching, and that's why I was like, hang on, I want to talk to Big Country about this.
Yeah, he's really cool because like he literally was just like
some regular guy that just thought good.
Yeah, well, he couldn't even speak basic when Anakin finds him in the Clone Wars. Like, he couldn't, not at all. Like, he's from wild space, so, like, the space that's outside of the Outer Rim. And he was just crash landed on an Outer Rim planet, and Anakin finds him, helps him out. No, sorry. Anakin crashes on that planet, too, so don't make it sound like Anakin, like, saw a distress beacon and came and helped. But yeah, they became friends, and when Thrawn became Grand Admiral, he was the first person outside of Palpatine to obviously because Palpatine knew who Vader was. He was the first person to know who Vader was, like that wasn't directly told, like just based off of how he walked and talked.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, and like that's ridiculous too because like Anakin grows like 6 inches, has a voice changer, and the way he walks is completely different. He has a completely different air of being, and Thrawn's just like,
"Hey, Anakin,
wait, yeah, like I know you," but he never openly says it. But like they both
know that he knew,
yeah, and then like he's the reason why the new Empire in episode 7 makes a comeback because he realized that the current Empire was about to fall, so he went around and grabbed like Admiral's children, like Moff's children, and like stuff like that, like promising young candidates for this new Empire, and threw them all into a Super Star Destroyer, the very first one, and shipped their asses out to wild space to Chiss, the planet that he's from, and we're like trained them there in order to become like better soldiers, better like tacticians and all that shit. And then when they came back, they had a whole plan in place to create the new stormtroopers like Finn and stuff like that, where they get abducted as children and then get forced to become stormtroopers. It was all based off of Grand Admiral Thrawn's plan.
Well, there you go. So we're gonna have to wrap it up here. We're already like 12 minutes over what I was hoping to keep this at, but I think we touched on some good topics anyways. I wouldn't even know where to cut, so we're probably not even gonna cut anything out. But I don't know, was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of probably knew it was gonna be Star Wars though.
Like I said, I had those 3 in mind that I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna say I know the most about Star Wars, and then D&D's a very close second.
Yeah, like, problem is with D&D, I wouldn't even know what to ask. Star Wars, there was a few things I could easily just kind of touch on there, but yeah.
Gandalf is a sorcerer, not a wizard.
Well, I mean, Gandalf's actually like an archangel, really, but.
Well, no, like based off if you like use 5. No. I'm doing this. If you're based off of 5e rules, he's a sorcerer because it's like he had his powers imbued into him instead of learning like a wizard would.
Fair. I thought you were talking about something else, but anyways, he's an archangel, not a sorcerer. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And I know you were expecting a Vermintide today. I probably put a disclaimer on the front of the video. Just taking a bit of a break from for scheduling reasons, but hopefully this was still fun for you guys. Make sure you let me know in the comments if you made it this far, and if you learned something new, make sure you tell us about that too. Yeah, go look up Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.